What's up guys, Jeff Cavaliere, AthleanX.com. So today we're going to talk about an issue that you guys are probably, I can hear it already. Some people are like, if this isn't body dysmorphia, I don't know what is. But honestly guys, there's a real valuable lesson in here. I actually did lose some arm size over the course of the last year. And actually I wasn't quite sure of what I was doing differently that might have led to it until I started to look back a little bit specifically into the timing of this and when this might have happened. So bringing it back a little bit further in history, I actually had a labrum tear in my right shoulder. That's been well documented right here. Me and Carlos Beltran from the New York Mets, all-star outfielder. He is, and I'm not. He made a bet with me that I couldn't throw a ball from right field to third base on the fly. I thought it was easy because it looked a lot closer than it was. My labrum knew the opposite, as I literally felt it rip as I tried to throw it and lose my bet. But I dealt with that for a very long period of time. That's back in 2008. So I've worked around that to the point where my right shoulder feels great now. But my left arm, as of last year, my two little boys, my twin sons, were running around. One came this way, one came that way. I started to fall. I didn't want to land on them, so I kind of awkwardly reached out, landed on my arm, and I could felt that same recognizable burning, searing pain inside my shoulder where I knew I had hurt my labrum on my left side. So the last year I've actually been dealing with it and training with it around it though. And as I always tell you guys, you want to make sure that you train around your injuries and not just stop training, because there's always things that you can do. But the things that you can't do, the things that are very aggravating, are the things that you need to sort of, pull back on, because they're just going to continue to aggravate the problem. And therein lies the issue. What was I doing differently in my training that was pulling me away from the exercises that were more aggravating, but at the same time more rewarding, because we know that since stopping it, I've actually lost this size. Well, we have to look here at the arms to figure out what's going on and anatomically. And we know that, guys, when we talk about arm size, that if you're looking for a place where you're lacking in size, you should go to your triceps, because there's more mass in your triceps than there is in your biceps. So people have said 2/3 of your arms. Well, specifically, I've made videos on this too. 2/3 of the 2/3 should be dedicated towards your long head, because that is going to occupy the majority of the size of your arm. And the long head is this meatier area on the inside here closest to your body. Right? So what we want to do is we want to see what can we do to impact that. Well, we know to train the long head, you've got two things you need to focus on. Number one, it has an attachment that's different than the other two heads of the triceps, and that it has an attachment right here on the scapula. So it starts here and then it crosses the elbow, as the other heads of the tricep do as well. So to get this to be fully trained, you want to be able to bring the attachment here closer, and you do that by bringing the arm into extension. Right? I brought it closer to each other, but I also want to be able to have some separation and stretch, so I need exercises that do this. I'm sure you've heard about that. It brings it up overhead, and you can see that if I take the triceps from here and I attach it down here, and I bring it up, there's that stretch being applied to that band that's absent from the other two heads of the triceps. So I need to get my arm up. Well, that's the problem. What do you think is a problematic position for a labrum? When you bring your arm up overhead, you're closing down joint space in here, and you're creating some issues with labrum problems if you have existing labrum problems. So I've gone on record as saying my most effective exercise that I actually built my arms up with was a bicep cheat curl, and then this right here, a tricep extension, done with an easy curl bar. So when we get with the easy curl, obviously we can load it up a bit, but I want you to take a look at what it actually does anatomically. So first of all, the positioning here, when you grab the bar, your arms are going to internally rotate a bit, your shoulders internally rotate to get in this overhand position, right? Then to put the stretch on the long head, you got to get your arms bent, right? Elbows bent, and then back and down, because we got to get as much elevation as we can here of the humerus, as we just demonstrated up over on the skeleton. So when I'm from here, now I come up and I extend. Now, you don't want to take this all the way to the top. I actually made a video a long time ago where we pointed out how our friend Dick here, he actually does it this way, but you don't want to be a dick, right? So we want to make sure we do it right. We keep it back here. And you can see Dick doing it like this. So don't be a dick. We actually haven't used Dick in a while because we have Jesse now, so we don't really need him. But instead, what we do is
What the hell does that mean? we keep the arms angled backwards, right? So as long as they're angled backwards, there's still work being done by the triceps here, up and extend. But this is the best way to hit the long head of the triceps and to get it on that big stretch, right? Down, stretch, up. Down, stretch, up. Okay? So guess what I haven't been doing for the last year? Because all that extra motion back up here is just uncomfortable for my shoulder. But if your shoulders are healthy, it doesn't mean that you'd want to avoid that. I think it shows the significance this exercise plays in adding arm size to that 2/3 of the triceps, to that 2/3 of the overall arm size. It's significant. So you don't want to do that. Now, if I had to look back and make a modification, what I would have done was I would have switched to dumbbells and I would have changed my grip. And this is why. If I take dumbbells, number one, I have more shoulder freedom anyway, because I'm not locked in on a bar. But number two, what I want to do is I would, instead of being overhand, because we know, again, internal rotation of the shoulders, when I do that, I would just go and turn this way. It's not just forearm supination, because I can supinate my forearms and do nothing with my shoulders. But what tends to happen is when I supinate my forearms, I can turn my shoulders into external rotation as well. So I have an underhand grip. And now I come back and do the exercise and get the same benefit here, but you just have to sacrifice the amount of weight that you're using. Because in this underhand grip, externally rotated at the shoulder, you don't have as much strength as you do in the overhand internally rotated position. So would it have been even a perfect compromise? No, because I would have had to drop the weight that I was using. So overall, the amount of stress that I had on the triceps was still going to be decreased. But the fact is, guys, I wanted to show you how this has that significant of an impact on the overall size of your arms, and through my exclusion of it because of training around the discomfort, I actually learned that lesson. Now, my shoulders are feeling good because I did the right thing, because I took the smart steps to allow it to heal. Now that I'm feeling good again, I'm able to go back into this exercise. I anticipate quickly being able to, because of muscle memory, quickly being able to regain that lost size. And again, it may not be that significant to you, or you might not notice it so much in terms of me, but I've showed you some clips here as well. You can see the differences. The fact is, it is impactful no matter what your size arms are. If you do this exercise, you're going to have bigger arms. If you don't, you're not. So I hope you guys found the video helpful. In the meantime, if you're looking for programs where we program this exercise and show you how to do it the right way so that you're not sacrificing any gains in the process, remember, not like a Dick or a Jesse. You can head to athleanx.com right now and get them all in our programs. In the meantime, if you found the video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what you want me to cover. I'll do my best to do that for you. If you haven't already done so, guys, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications so you never miss a video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon. Yeah.